Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. It is an exciting day. It's Dark Source Jianghu, JoyToy Dark Source Jianghu time. Very exciting because a new figure, the Northern, looks like Hanland or Manland, Empire Cavalry, and very exciting, the Warhorse. Today is Thursday, October the 5th, 2023. And this is exciting because we've got another 1/18 scale horse. Now, I have reviewed previously the Boss Fight Studio version. I'll put a link in the top right. And also the Legend of the Water Margin, the water margin version, I think it is. I'll put a link in the top right for that as well. Unfortunately, I don't have any of my Boss Fight Studio horses here that I can do a comparison with. No! So we'll be going blind when it comes to the comparison horse versus horse. But it's going to be exciting anyway. The horse does look nice. Now, the only thing that's going to put some people off, I think, is some of the joint and the connections. But the muscularity, the musculature maybe, some of these sort of stranotation lines and so forth do make this look like a nice horse. We can see on the back it comes with a stand, a saddle and stirrup, and some of the poses it can do. It does look good. Not sure about that plate on the back. Not sure why that's there, but I guess we'll see in a short while. And then with the Mainland Empire Cavalry, only one of these. I might get more of these good. I'm definitely get a few more horses if they're good. He does look nice. Loads of hands. Looks like 3 pairs of hands. His spear, bow, and arrow. Oh, hand with a arrow. Nice. Sword, a long sword, different helmet. Well, loads of things going on there. And he can pose reasonably well too, it looks like. Right, let me pause this, set them up. If you like all content, please consider joining the Patreon. Link on the top right screen now. See everything before it's published on YouTube and other benefits as well, including extra and free entries into our competitions and prize draws when we have them. Okay, I'll set them up. I'll be back in an instant. Stay tuned. Okay, here they are. First impressions. Start the horse. I'm sure it's bigger than the Boss Fight Studio horses and the water margin horses. It looks so good with the inking and shading. Some people, and I understand why, won't like the look with these extra parts sort of put on to cover pieces up and whatnot. But I think it looks really nice. And the joints that I've had to play with already are quite stiff. So that's really cool. The figure, he is awesome too. Comes packed of loads of stuff and features. Really, really quite nice. So let's look at what comes with a horse. So we've seen he's got the stirrups, the saddle, and this is the bridle and the reins. Comes with a clear base and an action stand posing frame thingy. Can't remember what the word is. The soldier's got his spear and big sword in his hands. This is his hand holding the arrow. The arrow's a little bit bent. That's the way it was in the box. You can shoot around corners maybe, but you can straighten out quite easily. That is just having a nice feature to have that. Then he's got his, let's get a look. He's opposite, yeah. He's got opposite left and right open hands like this. Bit too heavily inked in places, but they do look nice. I'm sure it's different teams doing the Warhammer and doing their Jianghu stuff. He's got his trigger hand here. Not sure why he's got a trigger hand. He's got a trigger hand at the moment set up with the sword. And he's got the standard left and right fist. And then he's got the right hand gripping, which I should be using the sword, not the trigger one. And then his unhelmeted head, which is here, which appears to be a bit, maybe a bit small, a bit narrow, but decent enough sculpt nonetheless. Let's get a close look at the horse first. The inking and shading looks so good. Saddle needs a bit of inking and shading, but the horse itself looks really quite nice. That's just my opinion. The only thing is, again, these little extra parts. You get these sort of parts here with nothing, but that's to sort of hide the articulation. So on the side, it looks much better than it does from the front, obviously. The only loose joint, I think, is the tail joint. The rest seems pretty damn good. But it does feel large. I'll measure later. And then the cavalry himself, cavalry trooper soldier, he's got the big sword there, which is nice. His spear Yeah, not so keen on that helmeted face sculpt. Those that are lion or bear they put on that. Come round. Nice features going around here. Can put his sword through here, which is great. You see the bow can be stored on the back here, and then this has a scabbard for this smaller sword here. So the bow should just be a clip off. I'm hoping. Don't break. There we go. The only thing with the bow is that's a very fat bowstring. Like you really could fire like a rubber bowstring. Doing. And then the other sword, the shorter one, which is in the scabbard here, more like a long dagger. It's quite nice. Needs a quiver there. So he holds the sword particularly well. What I want to do now is see how he does the bow and the arrow. For that, I'm going to need to swap his hand over here, which is not easy because my right thumb is just so painful. I don't know if there's arthritis or a tendon problem. So gripping anything is, oh, that's not nice. Is painful. I might have to heat this one up, possibly, or not. There we go. To get that one out. Push it in there. Let's have a look at that joint. Ooh! Bent the arrow there. I'm saying, please hit it up. Don't break your new JoyToy. Oh, yeah, that's going to need heating up. That'll do for now, though. Right, let me just set him up with his bow and arrow. I'll be back in an instant. So I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone. Set with the bow and arrow, stick him on the horse. The bow and arrow does work particularly well. I'll have a close look at the moment. He sits on the horse okay, but he can't get his feet in the stirrups, not easily, unless I was to articulate the knees going inwards. Not sure the knees actually rotate to see. But we'll look at that in a second. So let's take him off and get a look in with his bow and arrow. So I've just done a quick setup on this. Just trying that arrow, but you know, can hold well. He's getting ready to shoot his arrow. Can hold the bow okay. Just maybe slightly better like that. See the sword is in the scabbard there. So not bad. The other thing I want to know, and I didn't push his hand in properly after all of that. I thought, you know what, I won't bother. Is can he hold his spear in like a lance sort of a position? And can I get this hand in without heating up is the other question I'm concerned about as well. So if he can hold the spear like a lance, that would be pretty damn cool. But I'm not sure if he actually can. The armor looks great, but it does take away from the, or it does impede rather, the articulation slightly. Right, the hand is not particularly well in, but so could he do an underarm? I'm not sure if he can. I might use his left hand for this since that's already in properly to the socket. And then, oh, there's his hand, never mind. Not right that hand for now. That's okay. That's not bad. He can do that okay, to be fair. But sitting on that saddle just feels too small for his total size. I think without having all this stuff on, like this coming down and whatnot, and this part coming down so low, I mean, it's floppy, that he would sit on it maybe slightly better. But he can sit in it, and the horse does feel quite big in comparison to other horses, I think. Okay, so we're going to look at articulation. I'll start with the man first and then the horse later. What was his? He came with the trigger hand, didn't he? That one should fit on easier. Should be a bigger hole if it's been there so long, but maybe it needs to heat it up. So a quick try on this, otherwise I have to heat it up when I finish this review. That does not want to go in. Last effort. And now his little sword is falling off the back there. No, I won't bother doing that. Okay, so plug this one back in. It's a very simple socket on the back. This can move around as well. Okay, so articulation on our cavalry man here. left and right on the head. Forwards, backwards is good, side to side's okay. Arms all the way around, just watch out for the sword there. Lateral raise, look at that. Even with armor, he's getting 90 degrees. Well done, JoyToy, doing a cracking job on that. Bicep bend with armor, still getting 90 degrees. Fantastic, JoyToy. You can swivel from the bicep joint. The hands on the joint, where you've got to know where the joint is to get the alignment to move it. Not my favourite system. He does have trunk articulation, so backwards is great, forwards is tiny, side to side's okay, and he can turn. Waist, there is separate waist, so together forwards is not bad. Backwards is, that's now going to be his legs too much. Backwards is okay, and side to side is alright too. Legs, hips and waist, better than I was expecting with all his paraphernalia on him. That's pretty good. Forwards goes out to the side, it's not great. Backwards, better than I was expecting. That's his sword coming out the small circle, the scabbard there. That's pretty good on the backwards, to be fair. So he's getting quite good flexibility in this range of motion. He does have a thigh very stiff. There we go, thigh twist, double kneecap. And the Jianghu figure's got really nice kneecaps, not that ugly underneath. You do get a little gap just there. And then the feet, you get a swivel in and out. You get a smallish tippy toe, and then a very nice dorsey flexation. So pretty good all in all. It's not bad. I mean, for the detail he's packing, his articulation is actually pretty damn good. Then our horse, this will be interesting. So horse head, we get a, look at that, it's got a moving neck part, up, down. Can't really do much else to that, but then the neck itself is an up and a down, and sort of a side to side, not really how it's articulated. Hip, then you've got the thigh, you've got the knee, and you've got very, very stiff, thank God for that, very, very stiff hoof. The legs don't go outwards on the back, on the front, sorry. On the back, they go outwards, the legs. They go back, they go forward, not so far. They've got, is that one there? Yeah. Got a small thigh bend, you've got the knee bend, and then you've got the very stiff ankle bend again. Look, horse, horse! Not the B is for the Q, who knows. The tail is on a little ball, but it's very loose, so it might not hold so well. Decent articulation, not sure about all these parts covering, but I think it's a nice looking horse. It's large, or it feels large compared to the previous horses we've seen in 180 scale. Perhaps that's a better way of describing it. So if I stand a horse there, and what I will do is I'm going to quickly pop his hand in properly and come back, and then we'll go through size and comparisons. Give me a second. Okay, so let's get an idea of size. So to the top of the head of the soldier, not the top of the helmet, he's about just over 10.5. Top of the helmet, that feather is about 13.5. Horse to the top of the body is about 9.5. To the top, that's not the saddle, that's the body. Top of the head is about 12, just over 12 cm. So good size. Now we get some other figures to compare. So what I'll use first of all, I'll use another Jianghu. This is one of the guards. I've forgotten which is it. The camp guard, I think he's called. Not quite as armoured as the cavalry. Nope, can't get the stand up now. There we go. But looks great with him. I'll keep using the same Marvel Universe figure in my comparisons with Jianghu. That's because it's the hand ninja, who's tall, but you know, could have been a great figure, but it's not a great figure. It just looks okay, but quite difficult to pose and stand up. Stick him on the other side. He's tall. Stick him on the other side of the horse, and you still see the horse is taller than him. So I think that horse is a great size. Now, Get an idea with a boss fight studio. Got my Sigurd the Survivor here. He was Sigurd the Wanderer, Sigurd the Dead, now Sigurd the Survivor, because he keeps surviving all these encounters. I keep putting him in with all these other toys. And that horse does scale really well with your boss fight studios. Which leads me two more things which I need to do. One is to sit Sigurd the Survivor on the horse, how he fits. And then I'll do an action pose to finish. Okay, so let me set up Sigurd on the horse. Stay there, be back in an instant. So he's sitting down, not too bad. You can see that his feet do reach the stirrups. Unfortunately, the stirrups are hard plastic on the strap. They're going to be a more malleable, softer plastic so they can bend back more easily to his feet. But he does sit on it well. Very, very nice for your boss fight studios. You want to get a different sort of looking horse, bigger horse. You can remove the saddle from this. I'm not sure if a boss fight studios tack kit will fit. If it does, it'll be a better saddle than this. So this saddle does look nice. Okay, last thing I'll do is set up an action pose. Again, I'll be back in an instant of this. Do stay tuned. This should be pretty cool. So give me a moment for this. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's chances in this encounter. He might have a nice spear and sword and a bow and arrow, another sword and a warhorse. But against my Memory Toys Berserker Bear Panda with the Night Forge, soft goods, armor and sort of hat, yeah, he doesn't stand a chance. I love this Memory Toys Berserker Bear. So cool. The Panda version, which is the rare one. I got lucky getting that. Just works so well with your 118 scale and also your other 112 scale stuff as well. Great figure, this JoyToy one, and the horse. I think they've done a cracking job. Horse could look a bit better perhaps in places. The figure could sit a bit nicer perhaps on the horse, and the strips could be a softer, more malleable plastic, but it does look good. It does work, and as you saw, your boss fight studios and other 118 scale figures should be able to ride the horse quite easily. Another nice release for the Dark Source Jianghu line from JoyToy. Okay, please check out the Patreon link in the video description below. Check out the video description or the pinned comment in this video for discount links and codes from the better sellers. And I will see you next video. Stay happy, keep collecting. Bye bye.